What's good, y'all? So hope you're all doing well. So in today's video, I'm going to be showing you a new eyeshadow palette that I got for just $11 from Sephora, and it's actually to replace my Lawless one, the one, because as you can see, it needs a little replacing. I've had this palette for probably 2, maybe even 3 years, and we just needed something new because the colors are old. Not the colors are old, but the palette is old and it's time for a refresh. So I was in Sephora maybe about a week ago or so, and I found this one. This is their Precious Gemstones palette, and I find that the colors are very similar, more like the pinky neutral tone. So I thought in today's video I would show you how I have been using it, especially to do like a daytime look that I wear kind of on the regular for work, and then turn it into a nighttime look without starting fresh. We're just gonna layer some color on. So I'm gonna get started. We're gonna just do like a full thing here. I've already moisturized my face as usual. Some of the products, if you've seen any of my videos before, my natural makeup video, you would have seen, you know, the deal, the drill, the things I use. But again, we're starting with the Honest Beauty primer. I'll try to link everything that's still available. Y'all, if you could see my setup, my camera is balancing on a wooden box that I have some crystals in, my protein powder tub on top of the wooden box, a mirror that has a handle that's broken off, and then my phone in front of the mirror, and my light on top on the windowsill. This light. But you know, you gotta do what you gotta do. Start with what you have. It's better than not starting at all. So that was my Honest Beauty primer. Now, I haven't really been wearing foundation. I need to get a new one. I'm thinking of trying the Makeup by Mario one. It scans pretty high, like it has a good rating, let's say, on the Yuka app as far as its toxicity level. I think it's like 86, 87, or even maybe 93. It's gonna be either that one or the Ilia Serum Foundation, which is like $76, so, But for now, I've just been using my NYX Serum Concealer. This is in the color Camel. Yes, it's a concealer, but I use it all over because it gives me a good amount of coverage without being a foundation. I'm just using this fluffy brush from Japanesque and just blending it in or buffing it in. I go right under the eyes because it is a concealer. And then up on my forehead where all my wrinkles are and my fine lines. If anybody out there has a good product that can help with fine lines, please let me know. That is one of the things I'll be working on in 2025. So I'm going over my eyelid as well, just to even out the skin tone. Under the nose, we need to do a lip wax, but don't judge me. And just down under the chin. And that is the primer. So it kind of just evens out my skin tone, a lightweight foundation. Next, I'm going to be going in with my Beautycounter concealer. I just got a refresh on this. I caught the sale. I hope you guys were able to pick up some things, but they are keeping the website open until I think it's the end of the year before they shut down and then work on their relaunch in the spring of next year. This is the color Dark 1, and it is almost done. So I'm just going under my eyes. I take it out a little bit to the outer corner of the eye. I just do a little right here and a little down there. And I also bring it down here a little bit around my nose. And while that is doing its thing, I'm going to be using the bronzer. This is by Oceanly. Don't mind the mess. This is a Canadian brand. It's EWG verified, and this color is Ebony. And what I like about this brand is all their packaging is recyclable. It's like cardboard, essentially. So I'm just going to go up just so that this can start to warm up on my skin for easier blending. Cheekbones. And then once I blend out my concealer, I will come back and do a bit of contour on the nose. And then we just go along the jawline a little bit. That is the bronzer. Now I'm going to blend it all. So I'm using a couple of brushes here. For concealer, I'm using this brush that I picked up at a dollar store in Paris. I think the store is called Normal. Just like that. So I'm gonna just start, work my way from the bottom to the top. Started from the bottom, now we're here. Just kidding. I go right up under my lash line. Everybody has a slightly different way, so take what resonates and leave the rest. I'm gonna just blend out this forehead concealer. I kind of go up and out, and then down the bridge of the nose, like that. And then I'll just like blend out around my nose. I've been seeing some people do like a no foundation makeup, so just using basically concealer and bronzer. This is almost the same in some respects. I also go on my eyelid here with the lighter concealer just to kind of create a base for my eyeshadow. And if any of y'all out there can recommend a good clean eye primer, please let me know. I used to use the Urban Decay one. That was the bomb.com. Everything else on your face could be gone, but your eyeshadow would be on overnight, still looking perfect. But after scanning it, it's not the cleanest. Okay, so that was the blending out of my concealer. Now I'm going to go in and blend out the bronzer. I'm just using this brush here. This is an old MAC brush. This is really a contour brush, and I really want to get another one like this to buff out my forehead, but I haven't gotten around to it yet. So we're going to just use this one. I kind of buff it up and then come around to the forehead. And buff things in. And then just the other cheek as well. It's always a good idea to play around so you can really figure out the contours of your face, because obviously it's going to be different on everyone, and maybe the technique that I'm using you might have to adjust or tweak, or it might not even work for you at all. I'm just sharing what I do, and hopefully there's something in here that you could take on board and use that could make your makeup application, you know, a little more flawless. So that's contour there, and then I'm going to just blend it along the jawline. And we probably should buff in under the chin. Okay. Now what I'm going to do is go back in with the contour and just do a little nose contouring. I mean, it's great. You don't have to get a nose job. So I'm using this brush here, another old MAC brush. I've had my MAC brushes since I used to work there back from 1996 to 1998. Yes, we old, child, we old. When I used to live in Vancouver. So I like to kind of like contour up closer to the bridge of my nose. My nose is an interesting shape because it kind of has like a like a ball on the end of it. But it's my nose. My original nose. So that's how I do my contour. And remember, not less is more, but just start with a little bit. It's easier to add on more than to put a whole bunch on and whoops, and then have to deal with taking it off. Okay, now let's powder. I use 2 different powders. You've probably heard me, or maybe not, heard me rant about the Beautycounter mattifying powder. It's translucent, so there's no color to it, which is great, especially if you have the perfect shade of concealer and you don't want to change it at all with like a medium or deep powder. So I'm going to use my, you know, those things. And just apply it under the eye. Now I love this powder so much because literally if I put it on now, it will just keep everything looking right until the nighttime. But before I powder, one thing that I always do is make sure that I don't have any product in my creases, because I've noticed that I have some fine lines underneath here. So we don't want the powder to get into the creases. And then I just powder like that. You can already see how it's more matte looking versus this side. But yeah, this powder is the jam. When I was away, I just had like a small, I put some in a small container with that, had like some perforated holes in it, and that's all I used. And for 5 weeks, it pretty much lasted. And let me just remind y'all, if you didn't know, that you definitely want to look for talc-free products when it comes to any powder-based products. Your eyeshadow, your blush, your powders, you want it to be talc-free. Talc back in the day was cancer-causing. I mean, there was a big lawsuit with Johnson & Johnson because of Johnson & Johnson's talcum baby powder. Yes, we want to be staying away from the talc. So you want to look for something that has mica in it. So make sure that you start to learn the ingredients of the products that you're buying, because there's so many toxins in them that, you know, they can cause fertility issues. So if you are in your 20s, 30s and you're watching this and you want to have a family, you want to make sure that you are, you know, lowering your toxin load as much as possible, because it can affect your ability to have children, and not just in women, but in men too. The toxins, cancer causing, skin issues, like it's just a nightmare. So that's why I preach this so much. I know I'm going to sound like a broken record, but this is what I'm passionate about, and this is what I want all y'all out there to just be mindful and conscious of. There are options, and that's why I try to do these things, to show you that you can still get like a good result using clean products. So now I have powdered my under eye area, and I'm just going to go back in just to fluff up the contour. Also, I'm going to just add a little bit around my nose because I forgot to powder that area. Keep it real, I'm not perfect. And then here. Okay. So we kind of have some contour going on, which is great. We're going to move on to eyes now. So, yeah. $11. Great stuff. So I'm going to just do the daytime look. So I'm going to just take this brush. I think I picked this up from like Winners or something like that. And I'm going to just use this color here. It's kind of like a pinky plum color. And I can just use it all over the lid. I start at the inner corner and work my way out and buff up under my brow bone. I'm not really big on plastic surgery. I feel like if you need to do it for you. Just know your limit and stay within it. But if I was going to do anything, I'd probably want to get my eyes done, because as I've gotten older, my eyelids are getting a little droopy. So yeah, that's what I would want to get done. But remember, just do you, do you. So nice plum color. And we're doing that. I haven't done my eyebrows yet. Some people do them first. I don't think it really matters what order you do it in, as long as you do it if you need to do them. Because you can see mine are thinner. And I think that's a hormonal thing from menopause. Because I remember looking in the mirror one day and going, where did my eyebrows go? But not only that, I have some lighter, like some white or blonde eyebrows, and I think that's from hormonal pigment hair loss issues. So that is a nice warm color there that I put on, just like that. I could totally leave it like that if I wanted to, but just for a little extra something for daytime, I'm gonna lighten up my lid, and I'm gonna just use this neutral color here and just put a little bit right on the inner corner of the eye lid. That is, see the difference? Lighter, not lighter. I don't have to do that, you don't have to do that, but just adds a little pop, makes me look more awake, and that is it. Now, just to keep it simple, we're going to add mascara to that. I don't generally wear eyeliner during the day, not even on my upper lash line. I'm just going to work. My work's not fancy, but I still like to have makeup on just to feel good about myself. Not that I need to wear makeup to look good about myself, but you know, we like to look presentable at work. So I use two mascaras. They're both from the brand Mineral Fusion. I use their So High, which is their extended length mascara, and now I'm also trying their So Lifted defined curl mascara. So I'm going to go in with the lengthening one. I always brush down on the lid because it will clear away any fallout from eyeshadow, and then we go up. I'm hoping that my eyelashes are growing back in, or growing in thicker and longer with this castor oil situation. It's a nice natural way. Same with the brows. Put it in, wiggle. And also because I stopped wearing false lashes probably a couple of years ago. I think if you wear them repeatedly, you can lose your brows, not your brows, your eyelashes over time. And plus, you know, putting glue, toxic, for me, I've just stopped. Now that doesn't mean that you have to. I'm just sharing information with you. I think, you know, people are unaware of the amount of toxins that there are in the products that we're using, and just the damage that it can do to your health. Okay, so now I'm going to go in with the curly one right over top. I used to curl my eyelashes too. I don't do that anymore either. I'm just, if I could use a product. Look at that. So that's that, mascara. I'm gonna let that dry, and while that's drying, I'm gonna do my brows. And for my brows, I'm just using the Sephora micro pencil. This is the color chocolate brown. Very thin, and then has a spoolie brush on the end. Brush up the brows first, If you have product in your brows that might be like a little oily or anything like that, just powder your brows down first. And then I just do fine strokes. I'm living for the day where I don't have to fill in my brows anymore, because I think this is like the longest part of my makeup routine because I'm very particular. Somebody in the comments the other day had commented that my brows were browing. And I responded back and I said, thanks. And, you know, if my brows are on, I know it's going to be a good day, because your brows just totally frame your face. You can have good brows and like a lip gloss or matte lipstick and mascara, and you could run out the door. So if you're blessed with nice thick brows, God bless you. God bless you. So just short strokes. But I will say, the one thing about filling in your brows is you can kind of play with the shape. So that is one benefit. So brushing that up just to distribute the color. I like my brows to kind of be like more softer than like dark, 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 really filled in. So I'm really gentle with the amount of product that I put on and the color that I use. And just remember, with your brows, they should be sisters. They don't have to be twins, and you want them to be the same color or one shade lighter or so of your hair, just so that it looks natural and you don't look like Groucho Marx. So the brows are on. What I'm gonna do is just do a little brow cleanup. And to do that, I'm going to use this little flat brush here, and not concealer, not regular concealer, but the serum concealer. Just a little bit. I just take off the top and just go underneath, just to crisp it up a little bit. Probably put a little too much on here. But yeah, good brows really make a difference to like a makeup application. And just blend that out. Now normally it wouldn't take me, 23 minutes to do my makeup. I'm just trying to walk you through what I do, and hopefully, it's doing something. Now, I like to do, even in the winter time, even when it's not sunny or hot or anything like that, I still like to do a little bit of highlighter. So I'm using Beautycounter's, I think this one is called Bronze Shimmer. We're getting to the end of this one. These little palettes are great because they're reusable. Not reusable, refillable. So once you fill the, rewind. Once you're finished with your pan, you can just buy the actual palette and just use the same compact to fill it, to put it in. So you don't have to buy a whole new thing again. I'm taking this brush here. This is a Sephora brush. Sephora, it's actually a concealer brush, but I'm using it as a highlighter. It's a little chilly out, so it's not as warm. Obviously, if my face was nice and warm, it would blend in a lot easier. But I'm just going on the top of my cheekbones here and down the center of the nose. A little bit on the tip. And a little bit on my Cupid's bow. I'm sorry guys, my camera ran out of storage, so I had to do like a quick video delete thing, but we are back. So I'm going to actually show you the second powder that I use, and that is by the brand Milk. And I'm using their Deep powder. And I'm going to just dip, dip, dab right under the jaw, under the cheekbone, not the jaw, you know what I mean. And give that like a little blend so you get a little bit more of the contour visibility. And that's it for that. Now we're moving on to lips, and I'm going to be using Beautycounter's Espresso Lip and Defined and Lip Pencil. Remember, all the Beautycounter products are clean. They are EWG verified. They are like a triple tested. They ban like 2,800 ingredients. Unfortunately, it's only available in the United States and Canada at this time, but hopefully they will branch out. They are the OGs of clean beauty. They put clean beauty on the map, and yeah, their mandate basically is to get clean, safer beauty into the hands of everyone. So if you're interested, I'll leave the link to their website below. Yes, I'm one of their sellers, so I do make a little commission off of anything you buy through my link, but it's at no cost to you. So we're going to go ahead and line our lips. I'm not big into overdrawing. I don't really feel like I have to. And then I kind of just like buff it sort of into the center. Oh, by the way, with this lip pencil, you could wear it over your entire lip and it would dry down like a matte lipstick. Liner, go right into the corners so that when you're talking, it's right into the corners and you don't see the gap. And for lip gloss, I'm going to just use their Bare Shimmer. I don't find it super shimmery, but it's a nice neutral, and that is what I love about it. R. And that is lips done. So last but not least, I'm going to use my Ilia 3-in-1 blue light blocker spray. This is great if you sit in front of a computer all day to kind of like protect your skin from all of the EMFs or electromagnetic frequencies that come off of your computer and the light and all of that. It's a setting spray. It's also a refreshing mist. So we're going to use that. It comes in 2 sizes. This is the large one, and again, this has been a godsend. I feel like after I put it on, like it gives me like a nice glow. And that is the daytime. Now I know for some of y'all might be like, girl, I would wear this at night. If this is your daytime look, what in the world is your nighttime look? But this is it. I probably could do this look in about 15 minutes, but I'm chitty chatty today, so this is it. So now we're gonna take this into a nighttime look with the same palette. Again, I've not tried this yet, so we're gonna try it right now. So I think I'm gonna go with this bronzy one here. This is like if you have to go out after work, you know, to some office event or like networking or some social something, a date, whatever, and you don't have time to run home and change and redo your whole makeup, because really, who has time for that? This is a nice little palette that you can keep in your makeup bag and just change things up a little bit. So I'm going to use this brush here. This is an old MAC brush, yes, that's right. And just use this little bronzy one. Let's try it and see what happens. We don't know, we don't know. So I'm just going over the lid. This will kind of like amp up the look, deepen the color a little bit, and it's a shimmer as well. So that's one eye and the one without. Just going on the other side, and I'm only doing this on the lid. What I'm going to do now is carry some of it underneath my eye to kind of like serve as like an eyeliner. We playing, y'all. We playing. We experimenting. We doing this in real time. So yeah, see how it's just intensifying the look? Not too shabby. Let me come close. Let me come close. On the lid and underneath the outer corners of the eye. And that was just with one color only. I think that does a little something. Now, what I'm going to do to take it to the next level, I'm going to just use a black pencil. This is a Mineral Fusion one as well. So I'm going to line my upper lash line. Please, ladies, when you're doing this, do not be tugging and pulling. I probably was doing that too much back in the day, and that's why my eyes are all droopy and all that kind of jazz. So I'm just going from the outer corner and working my way in, trying to get as close to my lash line as possible so we don't see any gaps when my eyes are open. Okay, coming around to the other side. You also want to be careful if you find that you have droopy eyes, that you want your shadow to kind of lift. How you place your shadow should be able to lift, like create the illusion of a lifted eye and not drag it down. So just be mindful of that. That's why I really don't do like a big wing, because one, I'm not good at it. I'm just keeping it real. And I just don't think that would be the best look for me. So I've now put it on the top of both lashes, and then we're just gonna do the waterline. Don't mind the faces. See the difference? Great. So that is one way you can just add like a bit of a darker shadow, make it kind of like more smoky, little black liner on the top, and you're good. I could take it even further and mascara my bottom lashes. I'm just using the lengthening one, not the curling one. Little dip, dip, dab. And I could just leave it like this. However, I could, if I really want to take it there, I can change up the lip color. So I'm going to just remove this. It's not a big deal because usually by the end of the day your lipstick's all gone anyway. I'm gonna just throw a little powder. Carry a compact with you, carry a compact. Put the lip pencil back on. And we're gonna go for a vampy look. I'm using this lip color. It's a matte. It's by the brand Johnny Concert. And it is just this Bordeaux kind of color. We're really taking it there. With this one, you might have to apply it once, this one in particular, this brand in particular. Apply it once, let it dry down, and then reapply. Well, for the purpose of this video, I'm just applying it one time. So now we've really like done a little something with the lips. And it's actually darker in real life than it's reading on camera. But this is it. A quick, well not a quick, but a way that you could, you know, elevate your makeup if you have to run out after work and you don't have time to go home and start from scratch. So just layering on a kind of like a darker color, shimmery, just to kind of give a smoky look. You can still keep a neutral lipstick, or you can amp it up and do something vampy like I did. Little black eyeliner or dark brown if you're a fair maiden, and that is it. So I know that was a little bit of a longer video than I normally do, but it's just because I was just walking you through everything that I do. I would try to link everything that I used below if it's available. And yeah, that's it. Let me know in the comments what you think. Would you wear any of these looks? Did it seem overcomplicated? That kind of thing. I just want to say again, thank you for watching, and thank you so much for being like such an amazing community. You guys have really been coming through with the comments, and I'm grateful that I haven't really had any like haters. A couple of people commented, you know, a couple of things that were less than positive, but I mean, I guess that's par for the course when you're putting yourself out there. Listen, I'm not new at this, okay? Like, no, I shouldn't say that. Rewind. I am new at this. I'm not new about speaking publicly or, you know, hosting. I used to host a radio show and all that kind of stuff. So I'm not new to like being on camera and stuff, but I'm new to YouTube. I've only started posting since mid-July. So I'm very grateful for all of you that have come along on this journey. I really hope that you are learning something from, you know, these videos, even if it's one thing that you can take away. I'm here to help you live a more happier, healthier, more harmonious life, you know, and just live simply and live well. That's what we're doing over here. We're not trying to do all the things. We're not trying to, like me, not trying to do like, you know, just live this wild and crazy life. Live simply and live well. It's good for the soul, and that's what I'm here for. So, if you haven't subscribed, you're very welcome to. You know, of course, I'll welcome you over in this community that we're building here. And yeah, that is it for now. That's all I have. So I will see you on the next one. And thanks for watching.